I'm wearing my Pac-Man t-shirt today. My sister bought that t-shirt for me, which I was very much grateful for. Let's make sure my microphone's in the right position. Oh yeah, there we go. So, hello everybody, I'm El Bristow, this is Ellitopia Gaming. Welcome back to KSP Live, and this episode is the start of Season 5 of KSP Live. The last episode, we made a lot of mistakes, we had a lot of crashes, we ran out of funds. Things were going to be very difficult and very grindy from that point on. So, I have changed things up a little bit. I've made a few changes to the mods that we're using. I have changed the rules very slightly. And we are going to start from scratch, but hopefully we are going to progress quicker so that this game is not quite so grindy. So, welcome to Season 5 of KSP Live. You can check out our mod list at ellitopia.com/ESP-mods. That's ellitopia.com/ESP-mods. That is our current mod list. The versions and the links to those mods if you want to check those out for yourself. We are using all the mods listed on that page. They all seem to be working. And that might give you kind of an idea of where the series is going to go. We shall see where the series actually goes. But for example, I have dropped for the moment the modular colonization system in favour of an alternative colony building mod. We're going to give that a try and see how that goes. I've added tweak scale, which I wasn't using in the previous season. I have used it in previous seasons, but I thought maybe we'd bring it back this time so that we had a little bit more flexibility over our crafts. So that's that one, and there's a couple of more changes in there which you might notice if you are avid regular viewers. I think I added the Mark IV space plane parts mod and the is it OST? No, ODT, OLS. I don't know, the space plane parts. So hopefully we'll have a bit of fun playing around with those. Before we start, I just want to mention thank you to everybody who subscribed to the YouTube channel. We are at 700 and I think at the moment 711 subscribers. When we hit 750 subscribers, we will be scheduling our KSP real-time live stream where we will be doing a moon landing live and in real time here on the Ellitopia Gaming live stream channel. We are going to be doing that for charity. We're going to be supporting the Child's Play charity. All support will be very much appreciated. And just make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you see the announcement and the notification. Check out our website, ellitopia.com, because it'll be announced over there as well. And hopefully you guys can join us and we'll have a fun live stream. We are planning to have Scott Manley on board, who is going to be joining us hopefully briefly for an interview. We have some games to be giving away. We have a copy of Planet Base to give away. We have a copy of Big Pharma to give away, and I'm working on arranging some more. I'm also going to. I'm trying to get one of the staff over at Squad to come and join us for an interview as well. Not had much of a response from them. There's a mosquito. I think I got it. Not had much of a response from the press guys over at Squad. But I would like to get one of those on board to come and join us for an interview. And if anyone else watching this is a Kerbal Space Program YouTuber or live streamer, then feel free to get in touch with me and maybe you might be able to join us on that evening as well. With all that said, it's time for us to get started. This is a completely fresh save game. If we have a look in here, we are right back at the start. Things are slightly different, I believe, with the tech tree. There might be a couple of extra nodes being squeezed in here somewhere along the line. A couple of changes being made. Hey there, Miyumi. Multiplayer. Not for the real-time live stream. We won't be. It's not going to be practical to have multiplayer for the live stream. But maybe we can work on something multiplayer later down the line. We have a very specific goal for the real-time live stream, the 750 charity stream. So yeah, so multiplayer isn't really going to work for that one. But yeah, maybe in the future, maybe we'll do something multiplayer later on. These are the starting parts. We have the usual starting parts, but we also have this one, which is the MRS Guidance Nose Cone, which is basically a starter probe. I believe the torque, the torque on it is not particularly strong, as is quite common on probes, and obviously it needs battery power to work. But it's an interesting alternative to starting off manned if you want to go down that route. Not sure if we're going to do that or not. Obviously in the astronaut complex we have our starting 4. We will be adding a couple of extra Kerbals to this, who will be our Patreon supporters and people who have contributed via the fan funding system on YouTube. To access the fan fan funding system, there should be an eye in the top left hand corner of the video, top right hand corner of the video, sorry, which you can click to access the fan funding system if it is supported in your country. Otherwise you can head over to patreon.com to offer a donation over there. Anyone, I'm saying anyone who donates can have a Kerbal with their chosen name put into our game, or perhaps they can add some funds to our game if we're in a particularly tight spot where we need some extra funds. So any support will be greatly received. Want to know what I love about this channel and live streams? The community is small yet very loyal and makes it much more enjoyable place to be. Yes, I don't have a huge following, but I do have a loyal following, and I am really grateful for that. I love that I get the same regulars coming back and watching the streams. Cool haircut. Thank you very much, Samori. I did it myself. I do it every so often. Basically, I only ever cut my hair with clippers. So I do this, and then I just let it grow long, and then I get bored with it, and I cut it off again. That's kind of how my hair works. So this is my Kerbal haircut. But there we go. So we are running ambient light adjustment. I'm just going to up that a little bit because we tend to need that. Stage recovery. We're running TAC life support. There's a lot of mods running actually. So we are going to start things off. We have launched our first vessel, which of course we're going to do. Gather scientific data from Kerbin, which of course we're going to do, and that's our two starting contracts. Kerbal Cut version 1, indeed. Oh, hello Werner. Thank you very much. I've got that. Let's configure these buttons quickly. And put them up out of the way. They can go there. There we go. Right. So here we are in the vehicle assembly building, and we are going to build a craft, which is going to be our first craft. Do we want to go for a probe type craft? It's a lot cheaper actually. It's a lot cheaper than the command pod. It's quite nice looking as well. It's got some electric charge. It's got a flag on it. We can scale it, but we don't really want to scale it. Should we try it? I'm not using remote tech on this particular playthrough. I might add it later depending on how I feel, but the whole grinding with throwing satellites up and things like that just wasn't really working for me. So I've decided to try and do it, well not try and do it, I've decided to do it without remote tech. And we're not using New Horizons. We're going to use the default Kerbal universe, the Kerbal world for this playthrough. We need a parachute. We can't put a parachute on that. I'm guessing it doesn't have a parachute built into it. It can do a probe report. Yeah, doesn't have a parachute on it. Okay, so funds-wise, that's not a good idea. So we are going to have to go with a manned craft so that we can put a parachute on it. There we go. However, we can take spare parts out, we can take food, water and oxygen out, we can take, no, we need the electric charge, sorry, we can take the monoprop out, and there we go. Let's do the staging. That's a very basic default starting craft. We'll put some mystery goo on it on either side. Doink, doink. There we go. And that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so Jebediah is going to come with us. Thank you, Jebediah. We need a name. We need a name for the craft. Now, how do we want to do the naming for this series? In the past, we were doing every kind of class of rocket started with a new letter of the alphabet. We could go with that, which means that this craft has to start with an A. Or we could just name each craft individually. I'm going to leave that up to you guys who are currently in the chat. And you guys can come up with a name. And the name that you come up with will decide the naming convention that we are going to use. While you guys come up with the name, I'm going to have a guzzle of water. That's better. I'm also going to limit the thrust on this thing down to like 2. We don't need it up that high. Boom, ba-doom, boom. You guys have gone very quiet in the chat. I need you guys to come up with a name. If you don't come up with a name, I will come up with one myself. Anybody there? Hello? Ah! Venusia. Haircut 1. Name it N for Need for Speed. Olympus 1. Hey there, William Ullum. Welcome, welcome. Olympus 1. Quite like Olympus. Right. How about Olympus? I like Olympus. So we'll go with Olympus 1. Spacebound? Spacebound I will save, because this one isn't really spacebound. It's just kind of, you know, a bit higher than the ground bound. So the Olympus class of rocket is the starter class, intended solely for testing purposes and within the atmosphere. For manned testing purposes within the atmosphere. So Olympus will be any manned rocket designed for testing, or, you know, for basic launches within the atmosphere. So this will be the Olympus class of rocket. Olympus 1. We are going to save that and we're going to take it out to the launch pad. So any other rocket that we do from this point on that is purely designed to fly within the atmosphere and in a manned state, you know, such as to collect science, that will be an Olympus rocket. Put that up there. Rock position and size. Launch first vessel. Okay, so SAS is going on, throttle is pointless, and we are ready to launch. However, before we do that, let's take a crew report from here for 1.5 science, and we don't have anything to transmit it with. Keep that. We will take a mystery goo report on the launch pad for 3 science and keep that. Can we do an EVA here? Yeah, EVA 5.6 science. Keep that, and while you're there, take that data and store it, and then board. Nothing else we can do here. Let's try and launch it so it goes over near to the Space Center so we don't land back on the launch pad, because then we can get a crew report and an EVA that's not on the launch pad. So here we go. Staging is correct. Okay, we are launching in 3, 2, 1, go. Nice gentle launch as far as solid boosters are concerned. Let's take a crew report here, flying over Kerbal shores. Keep that data, and we will take a mystery goo from here, flying at Kerbal. Keep that for 7 science. Let's get ourselves vertical again. Speed record of 150 meters a second. Cool, this thing's quite tricky to control. Wants to go over. There we go. Altitude record of 3,500 achieved. Hopefully we will come down virtually on top of the vehicle assembly building. So there we go. We have set an altitude record of 3,500 for some funds and reputation. We've set a speed record of 150 meters a second. We launched our first vessel for 5,000 funds, 1 science, 2 reputation. When we land, we will be recovering science, which will complete that particular mission. Okay, so we're heading back down. We're going to land not on the vehicle assembly building. We might land near the science building or the astronaut complex by the looks of things. Let's see if we can guide us. See if we can guide ourselves down a little bit using the aerodynamics. Woo! Nope, that's a negative. We are now nosediving. Let's nosedive this way if we can, please, and then parachute. There we go. Okay, so we are going to land near the vehicle assembly building. It's quite cool actually that you can guide the craft in the atmosphere. Looks fun unless you're a Kerbal, indeed. So there we go. Coming down near the vehicle assembly building and near the crawlerway. We can probably do an EVA on the crawlerway quickly while we're coming down, just for that little bit of extra science. At some point, something I've never actually really got around to doing, something I would like to do, is build a rover that I can run round the Kerbal Space Center, picking up science. But yeah, I've never really got round to it. Let's take a crew report from it. Can't do that. Okay, EVA out. There we go. Take that data and store it again. Where's this EVA? This is flying over Kerbal shores again. We've already got that one. So you can board back in again. We'll take a crew report from here, which is from VAB. 1.5 science. There seems to be a lot of strange green life forms building something here. Oh yeah, we're still at the VAB. Keep that data. Actually, we haven't looked at the other stored data. The shores look inviting, and you watch the waves roll into the coast. You hang on to the craft one-handed as you use your other hand to fight off a particularly persistent seagull. That's the EVA from the Kerbal shores. Crew report from the launch pad. You look up at the stars and begin to count. You realise you should take off before you fall asleep. Crew report while flying over Kerbal shores. Seen that one. Okay, so that's all of those. Keep that, keep that, keep that. Now we'll do... Can we roll this thing over? Come on, fall over, please. There we go. Donk. Okay. So we can climb back out and then get back in again. I think I've turned the ambient light thing up a little bit too high. Let's turn that down a bit. There we go. So you let go and then stand up, please. Hey look, he's got a flag on his jetpack. I didn't notice that. On his EVA pack, he's got a little flag. I like that. I've never noticed that before. It's a bit wobbly. Okay, so Jeb, take an EVA report from here. KSC tour stop number 18 of 31. Welcome to the VAB. Somehow, I think we've been here before. I think for sure we've been here before. We can put that in the pod. Should we? No, okay. Can't review that data. He does indeed look happy. Wouldn't you? Okay. Speed up time. Let's get to the crawl away. There we go. And an EVA from the crawl away. KSC tour stop number 3 of 31. Welcome to the crawl away. 2.4 science. Keep that. So we haven't actually got an EVA from the actual launch pad. We'll be able to do that at some point soon, hopefully. And you went past, Jeb. Come back. Jump. Grab. Board. There we go. A mini flash, indeed. And recover the vessel. Let's see how that has helped us. We started with 25,000 and 0 science. We now have, drum roll, 123,254 funds and 42.9 science. That's not bad from one tiny little launch. So we gained 100,000 funds. He's gained 1 XP, so that's good. Oh, that was 61,000 funds for gathering scientific data from Kerbal. Well, there we go. And 10 science and 24 reputation. Well, that's what's given us that big boost. Fair enough. So we can unlock some stuff here. Now, we want engineering, of course. We want basic rocketry, of course. We then want survivability so that we get the heat shield. What does this unlock? Anything new? Life support stuff, parachutes, heat shields. So nothing new, but that's 15 science. And we've got 17.9 science left, and that one's 18 to unlock. Typical. MRS decoupler, radial mini. And there's the radial decoupler. So there's a mini decoupler, ejection force 100. Interesting, okay. Okay, so they all look very similar, but that is a new radial decoupler, which we can unlock soon, hopefully. So we now have access to all these parts, once we've purchased them, of course. We completed both our contracts, so let's have a look at what's available. Escape the atmosphere or orbit Kerbal. I think escape the atmosphere we will accept. We won't accept orbit Kerbal just yet, because we can only accept 2, and we might get stuck with that one and have to do something else in the interim. So let's close that. Let's go into here. And let's get a new craft built. Now, start thinking of a new name for this craft now, because the plan for this is to leave the atmosphere, so it will be going to space. In fact, we could use the spacebound, which was mentioned earlier. This will be for suborbital craft. a name for suborbital craft. Suborbital manned craft. So unless we can fit a parachute on that now, so that we could do it unmanned. Nah, let's not do it unmanned. Let's get a decoupler there. Unlock that. That can go on there. Sciencey things are. Do we want to put the Science Junior and things? Hey there, not Eric Amato. Welcome, welcome. Space. Do we want to do a Science Junior on this one? It's going to make it heavier. Which means it's going to take more fuel to get it up there. We've got a fair amount of funds. We do have the 30-part limit. And we've got to worry about getting the Science Junior back home again. I wonder... if we put the Science Junior on as a separate stage and then let go of it with a parachute, does that would save it, wouldn't it? Just one parachute would allow that Science Junior to land. Mind you, it would pull us off to one side, wouldn't it? Possibly. So we'd have to balance it out and do 2 parachutes. That's a bit of a waste of parachutes, waste of parts. But we want the science, don't we? What science are we really going to get from that? We're going to get either launch pad, which we can do another time, or upper atmosphere or space. Space we can definitely do another time. Upper atmosphere is a trickier one to get. Let's take one on this craft, and if it only gets to upper atmosphere, we can then at least get the upper atmosphere science from it. And we are going to need to probably put a heat shield on the bottom of that. Like so. And then like that. And then we're going to need some parachutes on that. Which will be these ones. Because this thing is actually quite heavy and has a tendency to mess up stuff. Let's put these on the sides of it, like so. So that the parachutes can come out okay. Okay, so that looks okay. So let's, I'll tell you what, let's put a Communitron on here as well. Put that over here somewhere, preferably only one. And rotate that. Is it touching that? I think it is, isn't it? Hold on, let's... that on. There we go. That's better. And ideally we want a magnetometer on there as well. Now the magnetometer is slightly harder to attach. Oh, that's a bit sneaky. Making use of part clipping a little bit there. Move that up. Move them down a little bit. There we go. Very compact. Also probably very heavy, but that's what the extra parachutes are for. So that should be okay. Now, we need to get this thing so that it can actually go to space. Actually, we can just launch it straight up, can't we? It's probably going to get to space if we just point it up and fire. Gonna need that. 2, 4, 5. I can't count that. 6. 12. One of those. Still 2.24 thrust to weight ratio, which is plenty. Gives us 2,801 meters a second, which is definitely enough to get us into a suborbital. Probably a bit tricky to control though. Let's stick a bunch of these on somewhere. Let's have a look. Where's the centre of mass? There. We do actually only want this to go straight up, don't we? So if we use these, it will literally where's the centre of lift? Yeah. So let's put should be enough. And that should basically hold us vertical. Hopefully. That's the idea anyway. If it doesn't, we've got parachutes. Put that there. How many parts are we at? 28. So we could put some parachutes on this. Excuse me. For those extra 2 parts. For those last 2 parts, let's put some parachutes on this. Only 2, thank you very much. But we will put them pressure 0.04. If we increase the min pressure on them, they'll open a lot lower so that the parachutes don't burn up in the atmosphere. Now, 1 atmos would be at sea level, wouldn't it? So we still want we're going to want the atmosphere to be quite deep before they open. Let's go for 0.45 and see if we can actually recover those. We're using the stage recovery mod, so it will simulate whether or not those parts would survive re-entry when we detach them. And if we set the minimum pressure higher, the parachutes will open later, which means they will have slowed down because they'll have been slowed down by the atmosphere a bit, so that when the parachutes pop, the parachutes aren't overstressed. So I think that's... Actually, we do want to separate these out for exactly the same reason, because we don't want those parachutes popping too early. 0.4 on 1,000, 0.04 on 1,000, yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at the names that you guys have come up with. We've got Starlight 1 and Starbound 1 again. Spacebound 1. I'm going to go with Spacebound. I'm going to go with Spacebound 1. The Spacebound class of rocket is intended for manned suborbital flight in the search for science. Science for science. Okay, Spacebound 1. Saving that. This should all be set the same as it was before. Yep. Okay. And we're within the 30 parts, so that's good. We should have no problem getting to space with this. We're about to find out. I would like to be able to get us out of the atmosphere in this one launch. Another swig of water. Okay, so here we are on the launch pad with the Spacebound 1. We are turning the SAS on. We are turning the throttle to 100%, although that will probably be too much. I didn't check the thrust to weight ratio. Actually, I'm going to bring that down a bit. As long as we get off the launch pad, then we're okay. SAS is on. Jebediah is in control. Hopefully this thing will be stable and reliable. We've already done a crew report from here. We've already done mystery goo. We could do that, but we're going to save that. This one we can do here. Toggle the magnetometer and log the magnetometer data for 1.5 science. The magnetometer is properly calibrated and records Kerbin's surface level magnetic field. Keep that data and toggle the magnetometer back in. We have plenty of electric charge actually, so let's review the data and we'll transmit that for 100% science. Bum, bum, bum. Done. Okay, you can go back in now. Thank you. So that's all the science that we can gather for the moment. So here we go. We are going to launch, and hopefully we are going for a suborbital launch. In 3, 2, 1, go. We are taking off. Yeah, food, water, oxygen, all that kind of stuff. That's not important. Let's take this nice and gently. Because hopefully the atmosphere won't pull us over. Let's watch our fuel. Try and keep vertical. Means we'll probably have a water landing as we get into thinner atmosphere. We will oh no, actually we'll travel the other way, won't we? Whoa, no, we're spinning. Okay. Spin it back. Whoop, too far. Okay. Round again. Come on. Come on. I always have stability problems like this. Come on. We're going to be dropping. Come on, 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 come on. No, I don't think we're going to space today. We didn't make it even to the upper atmosphere, did we? So, let's observe the materials bay here. And keep that data. We've already got a crew report from here, haven't we? Yeah. Can't do anything else, I don't think. Well, we can get a little bit from there. Let's detach those. They've come straight off. There we go. Will they survive? I really don't know. Contract complete. Oh, set altitude record. Okay. We're falling quickly and catching up with that. There we go. Our parachutes have popped now as well. Actually, we're going to be really slow, aren't we? With those 3 parachutes. Should pop these parachutes a little bit lower down. Oh well, we can get some extra science, hopefully. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a rocket that's been poorly built. Round, round, round. Yeah, it might be the magnetometer, actually. I don't know if... that could be giving us some issues. Ideally, we need that inside a service bay, don't we? Maybe we can try that for the next attempt. Well, the engine section appears to have landed without blowing up. Ah, there we go. And the parachutes didn't undeploy, but there we go. So, 2 sections safely landed. Actually, this is a separate biome, isn't it? So we can toggle this and hopefully get some magnetometer data. We can. 1.5 from Kerbal Shores, keep that data. Let's get a crew report from here, keep that data. EVA. No, got that, but we can't get... oh yeah, we can probably get an EVA from here. EVA report, 2.4. You take some sand from the desert and compare it with beach sand. They're actually fairly different. Okay. Can you jump and grab from there? Nope. Oh, yeah. Good catch, my friend. And let's take a mystery goo from here then. The goo accumulates near the water-facing side of the container. Really? Okay. Keep that. That's about it. That's about all we can do with this. So let's recover this vessel. At least we got some science, and we did set a new altitude record. $28.3 science earned. We're back up to 47.7 science, which is great. 8,229 funds recovered. So we're up to 128,970 funds. No more XP. Sorry, Jeb. Oh, we can recover that as well. That's another some funds, didn't tell me. We're up to 132 though. That's pretty good. We can unlock some more stuff in the science department, which means we can actually get the winglets, which might help us. Ideally we want the delta wing or the R8s or something like that. There's the R8. Ooh, what's that? MRS reaction wheel. Radial controller panel? Interesting. We can have a look at those. What do we want though? Let's go for that one. And that one. Why not? I mean, we could make it a rule that we have to unlock a whole tier before we can move on to the next one. But then we're going to come up with the, you know, the 100 science limit thing very soon. So we're left with 9.7 science, and we still need to leave the atmosphere. So let's go back and have a look at that particular craft. What does the goo do? The goo just gives you science points. Okay, so this was the Spacebound 1. We are going to have to look at Spacebound 2. Let's take the heat shield down. and stick in a service bay there. Open the service bay, attach that to the bottom of it, and we will take our magnetometer. In fact, we'll ditch the magnetometer and get a new one. And we will put it inside here. Oops, bashing my microphone in the process. Where is it going? Hang on. Right. So it'll go there like so. And then we will rotate it up slightly so that it will pop out when we need it. We could, in theory, do the same with our antenna. Put that in the service bay. Like so, and then rotate that up slightly. No, I don't want to rotate the service bay, I want to rotate the Communitron. There we go. So that will come out the side. And then we could actually put the mystery goo inside as well, couldn't we? Donk. Why does it do that? There we go. So we're taking all the same stuff, but we have very much streamlined the design of the rocket. Unfortunately, we can't put the parachutes inside because they won't deploy, which is a pain. But there we go. So that's very much streamlined that. This will be Spacebound 2. It's the same class of rocket. So we don't need a new name for it. Anything else that we can put on this to take with us? We're over the part count. We're up to 31 parts because of that. However, the service bay, I believe, is quite heat resistant. And we are only going up and down again. Where is the service bay? It was built to last. A heat resistant service bay. Doesn't give me any information as to... Oh, max temperature, 2,900 degrees. Where's the... Right, yeah, okay, so what we can do is, let's take that down, and we'll take off the heat shield. Put that back on. And that should actually be okay for re-entry, and that still gives us 30 parts. Now the question is, if we go back to the... No, not centre of thrust. Centre of mass and centre of lift thingy. Let's take those off and replace them with these guys. Now, I can't remember centre of lift. If we have a centre of lift ahead of the centre of gravity, it will want to point nose up. Is that right? However, during launch it will want to point nose down, won't it? Yeah, so it's only when it's coming... Right, yeah, so we want it down here, so that as the atmosphere is pushing against it, it wants to... Yeah. Okay, so let's put it down here. And then hopefully we haven't got anything pulling us to one side or anything like that. So let's save that. And we're going to take the Spacebound 2 out to the launch pad. Okay. Here we are, the Spacebound 2 on the launch pad. Throttle to 100%. SAS is on. Jebediah is looking very, well, nonchalant, I think is possibly the best description of that expression. Doesn't seem to care at all that the last launch didn't go particularly well. So, yeah, let's bring the throttle down again actually a little bit. There we go. So here we go with the Spacebound 2. Hopefully this time it is Spacebound. And here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. We are launching. We are away. We are going up, which is the correct direction. Let's try and keep ourselves as vertical as possible so the atmosphere has no opportunity to pull us over. He's a Kerbal. Any launch he walks away from is a good launch. Indeed. Any launch you can walk away from is a success. Okay, we're staying more vertical this time. Speed record of 300 meters a second. Our G-force is increasing so we can reduce our thrust the higher we get. Pretty sure we are going to be successful this time. There's some more records that we've just set, which is good. Oh, this is upper atmosphere now, isn't it? Let's get that materials bay reading. The rarefied air has caused interesting changes to gel samples. It seems like something is happening with the interior structure. Keep that. Let's get a crew report. You wonder what is down there on the surface. If only you had some binoculars. Keep that. Let's open the service bay and get a mystery goo. The goo seems to be very cold now. 9 science for that. Let's have a look at our map, see where we are. Our Apo is most definitely outside the atmosphere. So let's cut our engines. And while we're drifting a little bit, let's set these buttons up because we haven't done that yet in this save game. Let's put them, put them over here. And when we get to the top, we could, let's see, which way shall we burn when we get to the top of our Apo? Where do we want to go? We don't go north very often. So, I know it's not, you know, it's not efficient or anything like that, but we're really not bothered about efficiency at this point. So when we get to our Apo, which will be in a moment, what's our Apo at the moment? 89. Oh, we're in space. We're in space, of course. Hold on. Let's get the other mystery goo. Keep that. I can't. I get 100% for that. Okay, let's transmit that crew report. And then we can take another one from Space near Kirby. It seems we are very much in space right now. The sky seems to be mostly below us. Keep that data. In fact, we could transmit that as well because we've still got, yeah, we've still got some power and we've got fuel. Have you gotten the upper atmosphere magnetometer? You can't use the magnetometer in the upper atmosphere. However, we can use it in space. So let's log that. Initial scans indicate a large magnetic field surrounding Kerbin. Its intensity decreases with increasing altitude. Interesting. So keep that. Toggle that back in. Could transmit that as well, actually. In fact, let's do that. Let's transmit that data. Any other data that we've got that... No, I don't think there's anything else we can transmit or anything like that. So, oh, hang on. We're supposed to be burning right about now. There we go. Just to take us in a slightly different direction. And we'll land on land over there instead of in the water. Maybe in the highlands. That'll be another biome for us to collect from. And out of interest, if I ditch this stage here, that will prime those parachutes. I'm interested to see when they pop and if they survive. Let's close that. And let's get ourselves pointing retrograde to protect everything. Okie dokie. Ready for re-entry. We've set a lot of records on this launch as well. That's turning with us, which is interesting. That's going to be pointing in the right direction for those parachutes to open, which is nice. Isn't physics fun? We are going to start heating up pretty soon because we are coming in quite steep. There it is. Oh, that really is steep. Unsafe, indeed. Whoa, we've spun. That wasn't good. Now we are lawn darting. I don't want to lawn dart, thank you very much. Slow us down so that I can fire these. Radial mount parachute was destroyed. It's unsafe. Oh dear! Abort! Oh. Not a good start. Not a good start. Those parachutes did not survive. Where's the other engines? Did they not survive either? Did anything survive? What's that over there? A rock. Well. After all that, we did complete the contract, but we have lost Jebediah Kerman. Because we can't slow down quick enough from that height, or from that angle. We just can't do it. So we should have burnt, shallower. We would have still made it to space with that particular craft. Well, we live and learn. We're up to 400,000 funds though, and 32.2 science. Let's open these and see what we've got going on in here. We have distance record of 36 kilometers, speed record of 1,050 meters a second, distance record of 17 kilometers, speed record of 750 meters a second, distance records of 11 kilometers, distance record of 5,000 meters, escape the atmosphere. There's a big chunk of funds and science. Altitude record of 70 kilometers, altitude record of 26.5 kilometers, altitude record of 19, speed record of 450, altitude record of 11.5, speed record of 300, and that's all of those. So that's where all the science and funds came from. We don't yet have the ability to place a flag, so we can't place a memorial for Jebediah Kerman. We will have to come back and place one another time, unless we place a pod somewhere for Jebediah Kerman, which we could do. Shall we? Shall we? Let's do a pod rover. One of these, but like that. And another one of these, but like that. Attached to that. And actually, let's go for a one of them. That's what I was after. Yeah, and we'll tweak scale that down and attach that. Tweak it down a little bit more? No. Well, yes, but no. Okay. Don't need monoprop. Don't need spares. Don't need much food, water and oxygen. And in this one, we don't need monoprop or spares and any food, water and oxygen. Valentina can take it out because she will have received the torch, the proverbial torch, from Jebediah. And this is going to be Pod Rover 1. No, it's going to be Memoriam 1. Yeah, okay. So, save it, take it out to the launch pad, and we will place this in memory of Jebediah. Turn it around, roll it this way. Go and wheel it out. Is the Kerbal in the ship important? Does experience change something or do something of benefit? The skills of the Kerbal does affect what they can do for you. So a pilot will give you access after gaining some experience. A pilot will give you access to certain kind of autopilot controls. A scientist can reset science experiments. An engineer can repair parts and repack parachutes and things like that. So yes, they do have jobs that they can do that are kind of class specific. I'm just trying to line this up so that when we pop it off, it will be kind of in the right place where we want it. Right, here we go. Oh, yeah, I got it the wrong way round. Never mind. Right, okay, so let's move this out of the way. Valentina, you can jump out. See if we can push this. Yeah. And then you can grab. Well, no, you can just board. Not very easy to place. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then let's rename the vessel. RIP. Jebediah Kerman. Okay. You can jump out of there. And then when we get a chance, we'll replace that with a flag. Board. And recover. They see me rolling. Okay. So that did nothing but cost us money, that one, but oh, Valentina got 1 XP from that. Fair enough. But there we go. Rest in peace, Jebediah Kerman. Let's have a look at these science points. We can't spend any because we need 45 to spend them, but they're interesting looking parts. We've got the propellers and things there for the first wave of planes. These are modular base parts, gangways, container mount, what's that, MRS decoupler, modular 2x storage. So there's some interesting stuff going on there. What's that? That's a new engine, a sparkler, okay. So there's interesting things going on this tier, which we can have a look at hopefully very soon, but we can't unlock them just yet. Let's have a look at another contract. Now we could take Orbit Kerbin. Ferry VIPs for suborbital flights. Ferry 2 for suborbital flights. They pay quite well actually, don't they? Although we don't need the funds at the moment. Mind you, we could... Let's have a look actually. 225 would actually unlock... We'd get rid of our part limit. And 75 would get rid of our weight limit. That's 300. That leaves us with 97. How much did our last craft cost? Load. Spacebound 2. That cost us... only cost us 14,000. I think we could probably upgrade the VAB and the launch pad straight away. Relieve all those nasty part limits and things that we were struggling with before in the previous series. In fact, let's do that. Vehicle assembly building upgrade for 225. Here it goes. Boing. And the launch pad 75 allows us for larger crafts and heavier crafts. Boing. Oh. Why can't... I have to move the RIP Jebediah Kerman before I can upgrade the launch pad. That's a pain. Right, okay, we'll have to recover it then. We'll upgrade the launch pad. Oh, does that mean I'm not going to be able to put flags there or anything? That'll be a pain, if that is the case. We'll have to come up with a new location for our graveyard, because at some point we're going to want to upgrade to the unlimited launch pad, and I don't want to have to destroy a load of memorials in order to do that. So we might have to put our graveyard on the crawlerway or something, or next to the crawlerway, or even once we've got a rover set up, maybe in No, because they're all going to need to be upgraded as well. That's a bit of a pain. Well, there we go. We have upgraded the VAB and the launch pad, which actually unlocks quite a lot of freedom in what we're going to be building. And we've still got 100,000 funds, which is pretty good. So, let's have a look at contracts. What contracts do we want? There's quite a few in-flight overs. There's one orbiting. Low profile on escape trajectory. Nope. But let's just reject that one straight off. We're not doing escape trajectory just now. Ferrying VIPs is good money for a relatively easy job. We get reputation for it as well. Everyone asking for suborbital space flights. We have to have a pilot and the VIP. Should we try? Yeah, let's try ferrying a VIP. Let's accept that one. Visual surveys. They can't be too far away, really, because they're early ones, aren't they? Yep, got it. Thank you. Oh, they're right over there. Okay. Scrap that then. So yeah, let's ferry some VIPs for some funds and some reputation. So this is going to be converted into a tourist craft, suborbital. We're still going to need that science that we collected because we didn't get to recover the Science Junior or the Mystery Goo. But we'll have to do that on a different launch. Let's take that whole chunk off. And how are we going to do that? We don't have the inline cockpit, do we? So it'd have to be a double podder, like that. Which is a bit weird. I realise this. I guess as long as we control our re-entry, that's not going to be a problem, is it? If we give it a bit more delta V, then we can actually get ourselves into a much shallower re-entry trajectory. We can give ourselves a heat shield, which is under aerodynamics. Actually, did we unlock bigger fuel tanks? We did, didn't we? Okay, let's use those then. In fact, let's take all of that off, and we'll go like that. Engine on the bottom. There There we go. So that's a lot less parts as well. And we can stick some parachutes on that. Maybe 4 on that this time. Like that. Oh, mind you, no. 2 landed it okay, I think, didn't it? So that should be okay. The problem was re-entry, so we need to... It was just our angle of attack, I think, was the issue. Let's have a communitron just for... Well, because we can. Going on with the rainbow stream? What's a rainbow stream? I don't have a rainbow stream. I'm not providing a rainbow image. Perhaps you need to refresh. Oh, something in my eye. Okay, now we could squeeze some sciencey things on here. Stick a mystery goo under here, maybe. Mystery goo or 2. Like that. Oh, that's clashing with the communitron. Hold on, let's bring it around here. Go. I cannot see anything on the stream. I don't know about anyone else. Can't really help you there. Let me try and pull it up and tell you if I'm seeing the same issue. Apologies for any feedback you might get for watching my own stream. Let's mute it actually. Oh yeah, what's going on with that? That's a bit weird. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm definitely getting issues there. Okay, how about we stop the stream and start it again, see if that works. See if that helps. Bear with me a moment. I'm going to stop the stream and then restart it again. I shall be back in probably 5 or 10 seconds. Okay. Are you back with me? Do we have a rainbow stream still? See if I can see it this time. Still doing it. It is still doing it for me as well. Pretty weird. I'm not sure what would be causing that. I don't know if that would be something my end or maybe a YouTube issue. some settings and things my end. No, everything's in order here. No, it's not. It's to do with the stream, because my my streaming software is picking the image up fine and it's sending the image. But you're not getting the image. Is anyone else having an issue with the stream? William Ullum, you've said that it looks fine to you. Is it still okay with you after the restart? It's good for Samori. I wonder if it's like the YouTube regional server or something like that. Maybe the YouTube server that we're both being connected to is having some issues. I don't know. It's obviously a playback issue and not a streaming issue. Unfortunately, I'm not really too sure. Too sure what I could suggest on that front. Yeah, it's probably a regional issue. Unfortunately, I don't really know what to suggest. Meanwhile, I need to finish designing this rocket. That and that all happens. That goes up there though. Do what we did last time with that. Let's change the minimum pressure to 0.5 or something, 0.4. No, let's set it higher, 0.55, because one did break, didn't it? On a phone. So the PC server, right, the PC server's having issues. In which case, let me try, because I'm running Google Chrome. Let me put Google Chrome into mobile device mode. If I put it in iPad mode. Oh, that didn't work. And then try going to the page, youtube.com. An error has occurred. Please try again later. Well, I'm afraid I'm not really too sure what to suggest on that one. I need to continue on, I'm afraid. So, if you are having that issue watching it live, then I'm afraid you will probably just have to watch the highlights, because this will all be posted live on YouTube. In fact, it's going to be posted as two separate streams, isn't it? That's going to be a bit of a pain. Maybe I can combine them. I think I can actually, can't I? I can combine them on YouTube. We need another name for this craft, because this is going to be a tourist craft, isn't it? And we actually need to take... Oh, there we go. We need to put Murdy Kerman, our tourist, in the craft. We need to take Bill out and put Valentina in, because she's actually a pilot. Valentina and Murdy Kerman, she is our VIP. So yeah, we need a name for this craft. This is going to be a tourist craft. suborbital tourist craft. Now, let's have a look at the names that we had suggested before. We had Starbound, Starlight. Starlight's quite good, actually, for a tourist craft. Tourist Trap 1. I quite like Starlight. I think I might go with Starlight on this one. Starlight 1. The Starlight rocket is the first suborbital tourist craft to be put into service. So let's save that. Oh, we haven't put any winglets on it, so let's put some winglets on it. There we go. Anything else we need on this? I don't think so. It's 2,800 meters a second of delta V. It's quite a lot. But we could actually even add more to that, because the thrust to weight. Oh no, let's push the thrust to weight a little bit too low. So there we go. 1.55 thrust to weight's not bad. I actually called it Starlight 1, number 1. I didn't mean to do that. Let's cancel. Let's call this the Starlight I instead of the Starlight 1. Save that, and then maybe delete the Starlight number 1. There we go. Okay, so that's right. That's hopefully all right. So we're going to have to take a slightly shallower angle this time. We can't just go straight up and straight down, because we will burn up on re-entry, evidently. We're not taking as much with us this time, though. Yes, Miumi, it seems like YouTube are having some problems with the playback end for PCs, particularly in Europe. So you can watch on a mobile device, that will work fine. Otherwise, I'm afraid it seems to be that it's audio only at the moment. Or you could possibly move to the States and watch it there. Otherwise, feel free to watch it on the highlights, which will be posted up probably tomorrow. Sorry, the full live stream will probably be posted up tomorrow, and the live stream, the highlights will be posted on later in the week. Parachute pressure, I did change this parachute pressure to 0.55, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm going to reduce the altitude on this actually to like 800, because we always have to wait for ages for the parachutes. So let's save the Starlight 1. We'll take this out to the launch pad, and hopefully this one will be slightly more successful than our last launch. And here we are on the launch pad with our first tourist craft. Valentina Kerman in the pilot's seat and Murdy Kerman, our VIP, in the passenger seat. We're going to have to take off and add a slight angle to this launch. Hopefully not so much that we won't actually be able to get to space. But we've done this kind of thing enough times, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. SAS is going on. Throttle will go to 100% because we've got a much lower thrust to weight ratio this time. And let's zoom out a little bit for this one. Here we go, launching the Starlight 1 in 3, 2, 1, go. We are away, we are up. We'll start a very slight turn straight away, since that seems to be the way NASA likes to do it. Thrust to weight's a little little bit high actually, so let's take that down a little bit. I can't see. Hey there, T Harvey. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, YouTube are having some problems with their servers apparently, which is beyond my control. If you can watch on a mobile device, please do so. The stream is perfectly acceptable from my end, but the playback server on YouTube seems to be a little bit messed up at the moment. So either watch on a mobile device, or I'm afraid you probably have to have audio only and watch the rest of the stream on the highlights or the post that will go up onto YouTube, the uncut stream. This rocket's actually launching quite nicely. We can reduce our thrust right the way down at the moment. Apo is up at 40 already. We are in upper atmosphere, so I could do the whole mystery goo observation again. And we can keep that, and we will be going to space. Let's take a crew report. I wonder what's down on there on the surface. Yeah, we've seen that one. Okay. Can we get a tourist report? No. Well, we are going to space. Let's bring our throttle right down. And we have a much softer... what's that called? Parabola? Is that what it's called? The arc? Ooh, we're in space. That's 3,250 for taking the VIP to her destination. Now we just have to get her home again. We're up at the Apo. Up near the Apo at least. Let's get ourselves pointing this way. And we can start... use up the rest of our fuel. In fact, let's do it at full thrust to soften that arc quite considerably until we run out of fuel. There we go, we're out of fuel. Has softened it. Has it softened it enough? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's as an experiment, let's keep these engines attached, spin ourselves round, and we could potentially use this no, it's going to be easier to slow us down if we're lighter, isn't it? Yeah, so let's detach that. It'll probably come back at us. But that's had its parachutes primed. Oh, distance record of 100 kilometers. So clearly we've got a better angle on. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't get a crew report or the mystery goo. Oh, that was stupid. Contract complete. Oh, that's the distance record, so we've got that one. Good. It's gone very quiet. Speed things up until we start seeing those atmospheric effects. Whoops. There we go. Right, now, this is where we need to be very, very careful. That's not a bad angle. That's almost a 45-degree angle. bit fast. Going past that. Don't know if the parachutes on that will survive or not. We're hoping to see these pop up as safe. Come on. Unsafe, unsafe, unsafe. Jump to at least risky. Come on. There's risky. Safe! 3 parachutes out. I don't know if that one's going to survive or not. That's got quite a way away from us, actually, hasn't it? I think we've done it, guys. I don't know whether that's going to survive. Parachutes will probably open too early and rip off. I don't know. I set it to 55, didn't I? 0.55 atmos. So I don't know, they might be alright. I guess we'll find out. Is that coming down? Oh, that has just stopped coming down. I think we've judged that right. I think we're going to be able to recover that engine as well. Nice, very nice. Oh, mind you, it's going to land in water, which will probably destroy the fuel tanks. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see what we get. What's important at the moment is that we are going to be landing, and it is going to be a successful mission. There we go. Let's get a mystery goo report from here. From Kerbin's Waters, there's 4 science. Let's get a crew report from here. Crew report from Kerbin's Waters. Arr, mateys, let's show those landlubbers at KSP who the masters of the high seas truly are. Arr. Keep that data. Let's lay this guy down. There we go. We can turn off the SAS now. And you can do an EVA there, which will be flying over Kerbin's Waters. You hope that sharks can't jump this high. I'm sure they probably can jump that high. Keep that data and then let go. So that, whoa, okay, so that you can go for a swim, Valentina, and take an EVA report in the water. Oh, cancel that, hang on. Store that. Then take an EVA report in the water. You calculate the number of snacks you should bring to be able to swim to KSP. To KSP? I think that should be KSC. Nice typo there. So, see if you can climb back in. There we go. Grab and board. I've just had a weird message come up in Google Chrome. Go away. What's that noise? A strange noise. Okay, let's recover this. That will complete that contract. So that's a successful tourist craft for ferrying an individual VIP to a suborbital flight. We have 177,000 funds and 64 science and 160 reputation. Murdy apparently gained 1 XP. I don't know why she would need XP. She is a tourist. We got 19 reputation for ferrying that VIP and 9,750 funds for ferrying that VIP. So that is that contract complete. Speed record, okay. Not important. Means we can unlock some more science. 64 science. So what do we want? Do we want the basic science? That's probably going to be the best one, isn't it? Batteries and the thermometer and all that kind of thing. Or do we want flight control for this reaction wheel winglet, that reaction wheel, the inline cockpit, maybe. Aviation for spaceplane parts, general construction for general construction based parts, or advanced rocketry for fuel tanks and engines. I'm thinking maybe basic science is the way to go for the moment, to give us the thermometer, the telescope, and the battery and the Sputnik. Flight control maybe, but we've had more than two successful launches, so basic science I think is the way we're going to go for the moment. We shall research that and then save up for some of the rest. So 177,000 funds is not bad, considering we've upgraded the VAB, we've upgraded the launch pad, that's what that's called. So now, we know we can do that type of thing, so if we want funds we can do that easily. We can add an extra cockpit and maybe do that one quite easily as well. Visual surveys we need a plane for ideally. In-flight over, in-flight over, in-flight over. Orbiting, no. In-flight over, in-flight over. So orbit curbing is our next goal. Which I think is, yeah, I think we're in a position where we could get to a curbing orbit. We're pretty close as it is already. We're like, I don't know, 500 or 600 delta V short of being able to get into orbit on our last design. So if we did it with just a pod, then getting to orbit wouldn't be too much of an issue, and that will give us a nice reputation boost, some funds and things like that. However, I think we will possibly do that in next week's stream because of the YouTube issues that people seem to be having today viewing the stream. So if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you get notifications next time we go live. Be sure to check out Ellitopia.com so that you get the latest news, particularly the announcement, which hopefully will come very soon, to let people know that we will be having our charity live stream when we hit 750 subscribers here on the YouTube channel. The charity live stream will take the form of a real-time moon mission, so with no time acceleration. And hopefully, if I can schedule the time correctly, we will have an appearance from Mr. Scott Manley, who will be joining us for an interview, and hopefully some other people. I'm talking to the guys over at Squad. I'm talking to a couple of other KSP streamers and gamers and a couple of other indie devs to see if maybe we can have a few different interviews on that evening. All in the support of Child's Play charity. So be sure to be subscribed and check out Ellitopia.com for more information on that. In the meanwhile, thank you for watching, guys. You've been watching Ellitopia Gaming. I have been El Bristow. This has been KSP Live. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I will see you next time. See you later.